Talking now. Afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming along for the pretty much the last session for the 3 days. I'm slightly surprised at the numbers I've got actually. I was expecting just a couple of friends and family, but a few more. I'm certainly struggling a little bit myself for the day after last night, but we'll get through this. We won't be too long. I'll try not to extend it beyond 5 o'clock. In fact, we'll probably wrap up slightly before then. My name's Steve Moore. I'm with the enterprise sales team here in New Zealand for HP. So I work helping customers understand HP technology and how it can help them. And today we're going to talk about BladeSystem Matrix and its optimizing physical and virtual server environments, in particular templates, system enablements, and things like that. So just out of interest, how many people understand what I mean, what BladeSystem Matrix? You probably know about BladeSystem from HP. Probably it's one hand. So what we'll do in the first instance is just go through what Matrix is. Okay? Not too much on the technical level, but more sort of where it's come from, why it's sort of the building block for creating infrastructures. So now, as you know, most of us have this IT sprawl component to the start of these conversations. 20 years of business units buying technology, technology being bought for particular projects standing up, creating quite a bit of a headache for the IT operational environment and establishing a lot of cost overhead for the IS business. The business units that you're delivering to, they're typically happy with their over-provisioning that they get, but you're not making the most of the technology you've purchased. So, HP believe the answer to fixing this is converged infrastructure. With virtualization's the key. This mega trend of consolidation has been going for 5, 6, 7 years now. Virtualization's creating a layer that allows us. Allows us to establish building blocks underneath around storage servers, power and cooling, management software, and the network. And HP's one of the few vendors that's capable of bringing that all together in a designed fashion, so it's integrated by design. Okay. Endpoint being for IT, we can deliver applications anywhere, flex resources up and down as the business requires them, have predictable continuity of service, and creating business value, because it's about less time spent fiddling with the underneath of the business application, the more time IT can spend on helping the business create value. Okay? So, as you probably understand, working in IT environments, rolling out infrastructure, rolling out application requirements is quite a process at the moment. A cycle of activity that takes weeks and months and involves checkpoints that take you back to the beginning. Okay, so what we're looking to do with Matrix and the management environment we put in place with Matrix is to improve this cycle immensely. Okay, so we do that with the Matrix operating environment. This is a operating environment to automate all aspects of the infrastructure lifecycle: planning, deployment, capacity planning, and adds on features for resilience, etc. Okay, so one of the important points, we can embed service definitions about for predictability, so we can create best practice templates, which will be the focus in the second half of the presentation, that can be built into the system. So reducing the error-prone deployment cycle that you might have. You're taking the human keyboard error factor out. Okay, and it's repeatable. Once you've built templates, repeatable, then you can start delivering them as in a service catalogue through a portal. Okay, that's where Matrix gets us to, and the whole time optimising your resources. So Matrix orchestration components will take care of where your servers live. You don't have to worry about the resourcing underneath. You do the initial planning. As you deliver templated services, it will help define which server it lives on, which farm, whether it's physical or virtual. You're simply creating a logical server that has predefined metadata around CPUs and memory, which disk sizes you want. Okay. So, which pretty much means the Matrix is something we've had available for a couple of years now. It's been available to the market. We've got deployments in New Zealand and around the world, but it gives me the opportunity to call it a cloud because it meets a lot of the requirements that you require to establish a private cloud. It's got a self-service portal with a catalogue. It's got virtualized resourcing underneath, and it's got its own capacity management tool set internally, all delivered as a single bundle. Okay. Now, and not only that, not the focus around the templating, but we build on the cloud theme, if you like, enabling private and public cloud with further tool sets that we're just hitting the market with at the moment. We announced yesterday a tool set called Cloud Start, which will actually allow you to purchase this as a single part number. Now, so we're just showing just a couple of screenshots here around the service portal, creating a service, creating an application template, and some of the monitoring going on. It's important to note that we're using this as it's an integrated tool set from HP by design. We're using our industry standard blade system, our storage, our standards-based networking tool set, and softwares from HP. Some of them, like System Insight Manager and Insight Control. So they're the things you normally get with a Proliant environment, but above and beyond that into Insight Dynamics. And some of the tool sets available to us from HP software. So orchestration, operations orchestration, used to be Opsware, server automation and tools like that. Okay. Which means that we can greatly reduce a lot of the physicality involved in that deployment cycle for an application or for a business usage. So we can get that up and running better, faster return, faster business value return. You can beat a market, you can provision your service, that business function, and have it earning value for your organisation a lot faster. Okay. So, just infrastructure delivery is done in minutes from push button. It has a change control mechanism. It can integrate in with CMDBs, and if you're using them, it can integrate with your service management desktops. The templating tool, service catalog, will allow you to present all your defined services in a portal. Your project teams can then self-provision their requirements with a costs and a time lease against it. They self-provision. Request goes through to operations. They simply say yay or nay whether they're happy about that load being presented on or utilised off of their farm. And as soon as they do that, approval, provision. Okay, and then the extra piece is installing because what we're talking about is not just provisioning the infrastructure, not just the Hyper-V server or the physical server and its but we're actually installing the operating system, we're installing the apps as well. And we can actually put workflow, because we're using operations orchestration, we can establish workflows and drag along some process afterwards. Okay. So here we're just sort of indicating the server automation component, provisioning, lifecycle and compliance management. Okay, this screenshot just happens to show some predefined services, but what I'll do next is go through how an exchange environment might be developed. Okay, so creating the service catalog, creating services, they can be as simple as a single server with a single disk attached to a particular network. It can be as complicated as multiple servers at different, 3-tier environments, web and your client front end, your database back end, redundant networks with multiple LUN attachments. Okay. Once you define this, though, it's templated. It can be built repeatably, with assurance that the second, third, 100th time, it's the same. Sorry about that. Last night's beer catching up on my throat. So, now these templates, of course, how to create them. We offer them. We provide reference templates from our website, from the Matrix website. So, and show you the link and show you how to use them. We've got them for most of the major ISVs. We also offer sizing tools for Exchange, SharePoint, SQL, SQL, and you can go through and create, some fairly simple just drop-down things. It'll export in XML that gets imported into the orchestration tool. So you can do customer-created ones directly from our sizer. Hoovering through this, right. So this is a view of the designer tool, application designer tool, where we have components being delivered from the Matrix build underneath, physical servers, virtual server groups. We've not yet defined what their requirements are until we drag them over. We've got physical storage and virtualized storage and networking, okay? We can then drag them over, drag a required component over. So we may have dragged this virtual server over here and then define how many CPUs, how much memory we want. We hook it up to a network. We say which network it is. We can assign boot disks and data disks to it. We can put multiple NIC requirements in. Okay, we can create clusters, all that. And as you can see here, there's existing templates sitting here that in this particular environment someone's created. So you can actually drag them over and then make changes to them if you wish to modify an existing template. So against a particular server here we're configuring a database cluster server. Now this is where at the moment we can assign a cost as well against that. So now we can assign a cost. We can start establishing, as we develop our template, we can develop a cost structure for it, which we can then either use for cross-charging or billing activities. And that's some of the development that comes out that's embedded inside the CloudStart toolset I mentioned, where it actually establishes billing mechanisms as well, and or passing them through to existing billing toolsets. So for a private cloud, you might want to just establish cost center cross-charging. If you're establishing something outwards, you might want to establish a pricing model for a public capability. You can see here, continue down, how many processors, what type of architecture it is, okay? We can, so these These templates would get further created when we create the service from the template. We can, start establishing namespace into your environment. We can start manage email address here. This is the email box that will get notified during the change control process inside the Matrix service deployment. And here you can actually create a lease, i.e. how long that physical infrastructure is available, and when it expires, it disappears, which the LUNs physically don't, but the established logical server within the Matrix build does. So, yeah. So, as an add-on to beyond just the infrastructure, we can establish workflow. Okay, using the Opsware or operations orchestration workflow designer. Okay, so which means now we can start hooking into ticketing change management systems, passing information to a chargeback system. We can provision and apply patching and compliance policies to applications as well. So it's beyond just the physical deployment. And also maintain your CMDB if you're using one, universal CMDB or some such. Now, for the purposes of just indicating a template build, hoovering through this really fast. I've taken some information. This is from the white paper on our Matrix build public website, indicating an example exchange environment creating tiers of service. Okay, so here I'm just indicating different tiers: bronze, silver, gold, platinum. Are they using data availability groups for Exchange 2010? Yes or no? How many copies of the database within that service? Are we doing it physically 3-tier, or are we combining the mailboxes, the data groups and the HT transport? What disk types we might use, what RAID types, and also what's happening with the log and database LUNs, things that affect both the performance and the cost profile of each of these tiers. So, if we're going to create a gold exchange service, then a bit deeper into a gold one, of course, is where the client access servers, multiple, we will virtualize them though. The hub transport servers, pair, redundant, again virtualized, we define them core and memory. So these now become the logical servers that we want to create. How many NICs, which networks they're connecting to, what LUNs, and also the core mailbox servers into a data group. Now, this information, this sizing's based on the Microsoft's recommendations from their understanding white papers for Exchange. Okay, and this has been created into a template that's downloadable for a 5,000 user gold service. So this XML can be downloaded from the HP website, and it defines this full infrastructure for delivering that Exchange environment. As you can see, so we've got our data group cluster there. That's their replication network. We've got VMware farm, Hyper-V farm. Jeez. Somebody will shoot me. There, where both the HT and the CA servers, those 5 virtual servers that we're after, are living. Their boot disks, the data disks for the clusters, the production network that everything's hooked up to. Each of these links are dual redundant as well. Just the graphic only shows it as one, but you can go and define it as a dual redundant link. And there's also management LAN indicated there. Okay, so that is then created and saved as a template. So it'll be just there. It's hidden behind here, Exchange, I think it's here somewhere, Exchange 2010 template. There it is, Gold Tier, Exchange 2010 Gold Tier, Windows 2008 Hyper-V. And so we can now select that, create a service, select that template. It now says it's going to go off and create 6 servers in this service. Do you want apply some naming conventions so you can identify the service within your physical environment, which resource pool's available and where you'd place it. Are you going to create a lease period? Probably not for a service like this. And who's the administrator thereof? Press submit. That will then go off and go into a request cycle on the Matrix environment. So your operations team can then approve that request, or it can be linked into your service management environment as well. So the request goes through to there, approved, comes back. It will then initiate all the physical work needed, but again, deploying that size environment quite quickly without sort of manually having to run around doing the sort of normal stuff we're used to doing. So as I said, creates the logical servers, assigns them to the blades where the memory CPU requirements can be met. The LUN resources are assigned, and OS is installed, host names, network address information all embedded into the OS as it's installed. Okay, then the additional LUNs, once we've got the servers and their operational OS environment up and running, we start going through the customization. So any additional LUNs required for each server. So for the data group, the data store LUNs are added, created and added. Okay. And then the sort of above just the physical deployment of these logical servers, both the physical and virtual ones that have been deployed, we now install the actual 2000 or the Exchange roles. Okay, so we're installing the necessary software, service packs, format the actual data LUNs to be an Exchange data group environment, and install them out onto the servers. And in fact, within the data group, we can, in the workflow, apply the license, your Exchange licensing, restart the data stores, start placing database and log files where they need to be, and then in actual fact, create the mailbox servers, start creating the physical databases, and then start populating if you so require. If you into the workflow you've inserted the required import of the mailboxes from your existing environment. Okay, so this is complete. This is a workflow, a template that comes from our website. We have a number there for in the Microsoft environment. There's some there for Exchange, 2007, different user sizes, OCS, SharePoint, and SQL. Okay. There's white papers that explain what's going on inside each of those builds. Once you import the template, you can customize as need be as well. So that's very important. And that's actually as far as I was going to go within this presentation. What I wanted to point out is the Matrix build, the templating capability, then this enablement stack. We've got it running down the Solution Centre, both here in Auckland and in Wellington. We're love to show it to people. It physically works really well. We want to make people aware that most customers have the building blocks there, you know, the type of storage needed, the type of, especially blade system environments, the ability to create these logical servers. It's actually based on HP's converged infrastructure componentry. It's, you know, it's in place for most customers really. It's not while we can deliver a matrix physical environment in a transformational sense, like greenfield it in, we can actually build it up from a lot of the existing HP technology you might be using. Okay, once that's in place, we get to start using this sort of capability as well. Okay, now, so places to go look: matrix templates, matrix demos. I think if you just go/matrix, and then there's links to these environments plus a lot more information. But definitely go to that website. You can book a session if you're via your HP partner. You know, all our partners know about the Solution Centre. We'd love to host you and give you a full end-to-end demonstration and get a little bit more hands-on. You know, then that's the good thing about the Solution Centre. We can actually get in there and change templates, show you how it works to a deeper level. So I've actually pulled up well short, but that's all right because we've got to give you 10 minutes to get downstairs ready for a beer, because I pretty much need one. No, excuse me, sorry.
Is it licensed as a single application, a single product?
Yeah. So you purchase the licensing for Insight Control, Insight Dynamics. So they're single part numbers that come in, and they embed in the Insight Dynamics licensing embeds the operations orchestration, server automation, and those tool sets, as opposed to trying to do it from a top down. You know, you go buy operations orchestration from our software people and server automation from our software people. You know, it's been productized to allow us to just deliver it. Yeah.
And what's needed to integrate with an
EVA? Big enabling technology: Blade environment, Flex Fabric, or Flex 10, and Virtual Connect. Okay. That's the basics, physical bits you need. That's it. Then it's builds with Insight Control and Insight Dynamics above it. Okay. And then above that, there's actually cloud service automation tool sets coming. There's aggregation platforms as well. So again, we can using this underneath, matrix environment underneath. We can then deliver into matrix. So you know, it's contained within it. Aggregation platform, cloud aggregation platform. So it'll consume services from here, and also let you go off and get other services from, you know, other providers out in the public realm that you might be doing, all through the service catalog, same catalog. You know, it's got a billing mechanism. It's got the things, the web front end, the things you expect. Yeah. Any other questions then? I'll stretch it out a bit longer. No? Beer o'clock, yeah. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Bearing with us there. Hope you've enjoyed TechEd. Been a lot of fun standing on the stand, talking to everyone coming past, as always. And see you next year, Ross. Yeah. Thanks, guys.